What is going on, guys? Reverend sitting here, and today I've got some more Call of Duty Black Ops 2 gameplay for you guys, and this one is a good one, and I mean good one. Last night I was just randomly decided to play. I was like, hey, I'm gonna play a couple games of Black Ops 2, feel like it, just gonna mess around some domination, try to get some ranks up, and this happened. I go 64 and 1. 64 and 1, and one death I think happens in the first side. I think I might get my streaks before then, and then I get taken out. I can't remember how. And then after that, I go on a huge 47 plus streak. I'm not sure. I can't remember if you get unstoppable medals from regular streak kills, or if it's all just gun kills that you get unstoppable medals from. I do not remember. We'll have to wait and find out. But yes, unstoppable means I get a kill above 30 in a gun streak, meaning I get the nuke. Yes, I do. I get the nuclear in this gameplay. I was actually pretty shocked because in the second round I had a lot of really close calls. I run out of ammo. I go through like 3 different guns. I was surprised. So huge game here. I hope you guys really enjoy it. I get tons of VSATs and tons of choppers and stuff like that, and I go huge. I start off with the MSMC. In the second round, I switch over to the M8 because I wanted to try and be a little bit more conservative because I knew it was getting closer to... Actually, I didn't really realize how close I was to the nuclear. I think it was like at 15. I get a ruthless during the second round, like right at the very beginning. I didn't realize I was there. I was actually really just trying to keep my streak going. I was like, dude, I want to like overlap my streaks and stuff like that. So that's what I did, and I ended up getting the nuke plus 17. So I do get an unstoppable and a 47 kill streak in this game. Then the game ends. So I mean, can't really control that, I guess. But I hope you guys really enjoy it. I know I did. So yeah, that's there. What I really want to talk about today, though, was the MLG X Games tournament was this past weekend, and it was crazy, dude. Basically, this was a huge event. So I honestly might put it as more important than COD Champs. It's not for any amount of money, as far as I know, but it's actually for medals. X Games medals. X Games is huge televised event for extreme sports and skateboarding, BMX, Moto X, rally car, all sorts of crap, guys. Like, it's huge for that. And then this year they're just like, yeah, we'll bring MLG and have them do a Call of Duty tournament because, you know, all those athletes out there, you know, they gotta play Call of Duty. They have to, just because that's just the kind of person they are. You know they enjoy it every once in a while. So they decided to do a Call of Duty tournament just because I guess it was relevant, I guess. I don't know. And man, it was huge. They decided to invite the top 4 teams from the U.S. qualifiers, or COD Champs, actually. But the U.S. qualifiers was really what they noticed at first, or the one over in Orlando right before COD Champs. To qualify for the actual COD Championship, is that tournament is what I'm talking about. The one that Face Black actually won. And, well, this they noticed it, then they decided to have an actual tournament there, and this is a big deal because they televised highlights from the tournament and all this stuff on ESPN and stuff like that. They didn't actually televise the tournament, sadly, which I understand. Actually, I think it has more to do with time because these tournaments are long, guys. They last all day for 3 days. It's like, you know, they start at like usually 10 or 12, and they go until, you know, 5, 6, 7 at night, maybe sometimes later, depending on where it's at or when they start, how many teams are there. And it's a long tournament, guys. So I understand why they can't really fully televise it, but I still think it was really freaking cool to get noticed like that, and it's a big deal. Lots and lots of publicity. People who love Call of Duty and might not realize... Oh, actually, I do get the ruthless in the first round, I guess. Never mind then. But anyway, for tons of people who might not realize that, there's this super competitive like esports side of it that you can go in and watch tournaments and actually be a part of, get into yourself and play in tournaments online and stuff like that. And it's a big thing because people might not know about it. They watch it, they learn about it, they hear teams, they Google it, they look up MLG, and it just brings so much more publicity to actual Call of Duty esports, and that's a big freaking deal. So I'd almost put this tournament as more important than COD Champs. I honestly would, because there's probably more people watching this, and when you win this, those people watching, even if they're not too much into COD esports, they know your name because they'll hear it on the highlights. You know, Optic Gaming won, and I was super excited about this because I'm a huge Optic Gaming fan. Anyone who follows this channel probably knows that. And I'm not a fan because, like, oh, I'm just, you know, a stupid fan. I'm a fan because I like them when I started following COD Esports and I started following Optic Gaming was actually during Black Ops 2 at MLG Dallas, and they came in third place or fourth place, actually third or fourth place, I think, is where they placed in that. They didn't even get to the finals. Actually, Unite, which was Clayster's team at the time, actually beat them in the semifinals. Excuse me, to go on to the grand finals and play against Impact, which Impact ended up winning that, and that was right before COD Champs, and then they ended up winning COD Champs. And Optic got third at COD Champs and all this stuff. So, like, that's when I started, and I had not seen them win a tournament since I started following them. I did not, and I knew they were good, but I continued following them because I enjoyed watching them. They were good entertainers, and that's why they're as big as they are. It's not because they had this run where they were like really good. I mean, that helped definitely, but on top of that, they were very, very good entertainers, very good personalities on the internet, and that's why they got to the place where they are. Plus, you know, the whole sniping thing and all that, you know, gotta throw that in there. But that's why I started following them, and that's why I kept following them. And now, finally, good to see them win a tournament, huge tournament. And then it wasn't like, oh, it was just handed to them. It wasn't like they had an easy route. These are the top 8 teams in Call of Duty, hashing it out. Actually, they had to play FaZe Red, who I think they 3-0'd. They either 3-0'd, yeah, they 3-0'd them, I think. And then they had to play Envy, who they actually 3-1, and that's a big deal because Envy's had their number every tournament they've met up in as of late. But they took them out. They 3-1 them. Then they had to play EG, also or formerly known as Complexity, the best team in the entire freaking world for the past year and a half. They had to play them, and they 3-1 them. Also, TK coming out of nowhere. Team Kaliber, who's not been doing very good at all lately, comes out of nowhere, beats them as well, goes undefeated all the way up to the finals, as well as Optic Gaming goes undefeated all the way up to the finals, and then they hash it out in the grand finals, and it was intense. Optic Gaming ended up winning 3-2. Finishing out on the last game of S&D, and it was absolutely insane. But this is a big deal. That's huge. They won gold medals. TK got silver medals. EG actually played Envy for the third place position, getting that bronze medal, and Envy just could not stick it out. I really actually wanted Envy to get third place because I'm not a fan of Complexity, and formerly known as Complexity, now EG or Evil Geniuses. And the reason why I'm not a fan of them is just because of all of their attitudes, basically, especially Aches. TP is a good guy. Krim is okay, but Karma and AX, they both have really, really, really bad attitudes when it comes to other people and just having respect for people, really. Sometimes they can be cool dudes, but a lot of the times they just trash talk so much, and in and out of the game, it's just like, dude, come on, man. And they're super, super overly confident or cocky, and it's just really obnoxious at that point, you know. And that's why I'm not a big fan of them. I don't want to say I don't like them or don't hate them, because I've never actually met them, and I don't really know them, so I can't really hate them for that. But I just don't like how they handle themselves when it comes to this kind of stuff, sadly. So that's why I really don't want them to win, basically, and Envy just couldn't pull it out. So EG ended up getting the bronze medal, which is still big. I mean, if I was on that team, I would still be proud, even though we didn't get the gold, because it's the first time anything like that's happened for any esport, really, not just Call of Duty, any esport, and they ended up getting the bronze medal, so that's pretty cool. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you think that's a big stepping stone for Call of Duty esports? Do you think it's gonna open up doorways to just new platforms for Call of Duty esports, or do you think it's just gonna be like, okay, yeah, sure, that was cool, but I mean, nothing's really gonna come of it? Like, what do you guys think in the comments down below? And this also brings up kind of like, a lot of the people brought up the whole, like, gamers aren't athletes. I don't know why they keep talking like that. If anyone knows who I'm referring to, is another YouTuber actually based out of Ohio, I think Northeast Ohio, because a lot of his video, he does vlogs now, and they're really obnoxious. All he does is complain now, but I think he's actually based out of Northeast Ohio, which is the same area I'm from. In fact, I'm pretty sure I saw a video of him in the same Walmart as me. I'm like, I've never seen him there, but I'm pretty sure that's my Walmart. So, but I'm not a big fan of that guy either. But I mean, that brings up that whole argument, but I mean, no one's really talking about that. You know, that's just bringing it up because they're at the X Games, I guess. I mean, hey, League of Legends players get, you know, vetoes for athletes, so whatever. But I'm not here to argue that point. It was cool. It was fun. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. Absolutely insane. You see the scoreboard here in a second. I'm pretty sure it's 64-1, right? Yeah, 64-1 with 6 caps too. So that was pretty dang good. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.